tore my ACL. And I was battling that and just taking it easy, so I didn't fall anything. And you know how it goes, that first one's coming to you. Like, it's like playing baseball. You haven't played in a while, that first pitch is coming right at you. It's gonna test you. And the bull threw the kid down right there, bad spot, and my timing was right, and should have hooked me. I don't know why the bull didn't. We got out of it real smooth, and it was like a good thing for me, because that's how I like it. I want it right off the bat.
This is Beyond the Chutes, and this is a special bonus episode. BTC was on the road again at the First Frontier Circuit Finals, capturing the conversations that happen away from the spotlight, where experience, preparation, and responsibility matter most. In this episode, Sam Swearingen sits down with Bullfighter Riggin Dailey for a conversation recorded during the finals. Sam brings his own decades of rodeo knowledge into the room, and together they dig into what it really means to do one of the most dangerous jobs in the arena. Riggin's role is simple to explain and hard to execute, helping keep the cowboys safe. Bullfighting is dangerous professional work, demanding fitness, constant awareness, and the ability to read animals in real time. This episode isn't about highlight reels, it's about professionalism, staying fit, staying alert, and soaking in every moment, because opportunities in this line of work are earned, not given. No polish, no hindsight, just rodeo told by the people who live it. This is Beyond the Chutes.
Well, everyone, here we are with Mr. Riggin Dailey, bullfighter. I've known his father, and he's from up in the Adirondacks in New York, probably 5-6 hours from where I live. And we never really got to know his family or the background. And when I said I'd like to interview him, correct me if I'm wrong, at any point, because this is just what I'm thinking, is you had buckouts or something your family did at your house?
Yeah, my grandfather, on my mom's side actually, he raised bucking bulls. I mean, I say bucking bulls. They're not like the bred to buck bulls. I mean, they were Bramers. He just started crossbreeding them. So they're wild and mean, and he just started putting on bull ridings in our hometown, and we got great crowds. Used to get like 50 bull riders. He'd have 5 bulls. He'd buck them 10 times. Now we're talking like the early 90s.
Yeah.
And kind of when my dad started coming around too and met my mother. My grandfather and my dad, they became really close. And my dad, he college rodeoed, but didn't come from a rodeo family. He's got 5 brothers. One's a lawyer in Philadelphia. One, he's a baseball coach at LSU, got a championship ring. It's like the opposite side of the spectrum. I don't really know where he got it from, but ever since he was young, he liked horses, wanted to rodeo. Maybe you know the place, Leo G's.
Oh, yeah, I know it well.
Yeah, so he started going out there to that, and the next thing you know, went to college and rodeoed and tried riding bulls and wasn't very good at it, and started fighting bulls when he got with my grandfather.
So he started fighting bulls. Was it kind of like, okay, we need somebody to do this, or I want to do this?
I think it was like, I want to do this. Obviously liked the bulls, wasn't good at riding them. He was always tough, so, and I would say kind of fearless. Started doing it, and he started fighting bulls there, and then ended up going to work for Ronnie and Kathy Martin. And that's kind of where he got his start going to like the rodeos.
And that's where I got to meet him. But I was far enough away from there that I never rodeoed in that area to speak of. I always went west instead of that way. So got to meet him, and a great guy, but in a work ethic is what I remember most.
Yeah, it was a passion. I'd like to say more of a passion for the game than even like a work ethic, because when I was a kid, it was like he'd go out there, he always had bulls at the house, and I mean just watch him eat for hours and hours. Like, I mean, besides like practicing, like fighting bulls, he never put any other type of work into it, like no gym. It was just studying cattle. He was always big on that, and I mean, I'm a believer in it. I mean, you can go work out and do all this stuff at the gym, but when it comes to actually fighting these animals, it really matters how you read them.
Exactly. And I think not just for fighting bulls, and both my boys have done it a little bit and
Yeah.
enough that, and they're fairly good at it if they wanted to work at it. But even riding them,
Oh yeah.
when you work those bulls in pens and you're looking where they want to go, you kind of get the feel. There's something to that, and I've said it.
Oh yes, sir. And I think that goes across even with like bronc riding, right? You rode broncs. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you're not a horseman, you don't know nothing about horses. When you just go jump on one and to shoot, like they're gonna work up. Versus you can tell a good horseman that's a bronc rider, when they get a trashy one in to shoot, they know how to handle them. That horse is completely different.
Yeah, it doesn't take a horseman to be a bronc rider, but
Yeah,
it sure helps.
It sure helps.
It
Like,
sure helps.
if anyone is wanting to fight bulls, I'd say go work at a feed yard or something for a little while first. Learn how to handle cattle, to read them.
And we're going to interview a bronc rider that came to me as an Amish boy.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you talk about trying to figure out how to help somebody that just muscled everything they've done their whole life, and that's all they knew. And
Yes,
bronc
sir.
riding isn't muscling. And I finally came up with an idea that I think really helped him. But it was a struggle, and
Yeah. What was the idea?
I put him on a horse bareback
Yep.
with a rope. I said, now swing this rope and ride that horse, just go. And sent him off. I said, just to get the feel of the horse, because when he was riding, being Amish, they could ride, they could do everything.
Yeah.
So, and he couldn't swing a rope very good. So both things, the combination, and after a while of that, he finally felt the animal. And
I mean, I think that comes to almost every event a little bit. It's like almost like being a cowboy. Your boys, they can do everything, right?
Yeah.
Rope. Alan, he can rope, ride bulls. Like, I think they go hand in hand. Like, I mean, I rope, I work cattle. Like, yeah, fighting bulls is my thing, and riding a horse has nothing to do with me fighting bulls, but I do think they all go hand in hand on, like, the finesse and just understanding the movements of animals and the game itself.
and it's the understanding of animals.
Yeah,
Your mindset is there, and especially you're working in the rodeo business. You got horses, you got bulls, you got calves, you got
Yes,
steers,
sir.
and you have to do something a little different to control them.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it really helps.
Even loading breakaway calves. I mean, you can't treat them like you do your bulls, right? You gotta get in there close to them, because if you're too far away, you're gonna get kicked and it's gonna hurt. But when you're close to them, it don't hurt that bad.
Yeah. It's. I was watching TV the other morning, and some bulls were loose, and the cops were trying to, and they're coming around a truck, and he's trying to push them like a person, tapping them on their back, and it was just hilarious. If you'd stepped back 3 steps and they'd went right around, they're good, but and he didn't know. But
So it's funny because, like, you almost take it for granted. I'm sure, like, Dalen and Colton, they take it for granted because they grew up in it. I did, of just handling cattle, like the width you are, everything makes such a difference. And my cousin, who's my dad's nephew, right, from that side of the family, doesn't know anything about rodeo. He loves it. He recently wanted to get into it, tried riding bulls. I don't know if he's going to keep trying, but didn't go so well. Loves the game. Like, kind of kid, he come and pounded T-posts with me, building fence, and the next morning he woke up and said, hey, can I split that Mexican heifer you're about to buy? I'm like, it's kind of backwards. Usually you want to buy one before you actually do the work. So he loves the game, but I realized how much I take him for granted just being around the animals when we're handling them together. Now I'm trying to teach him, like, hey, so you're going to get above their shoulder, you're going to cut them back. Your width, all that plays a factor. And it's just so uncommon to people that aren't around it. Like Cop, for example. Like, no idea.
yeah, he was treating it like a person. I'd like to get into the family history and where I've seen you out west and doing things. So how many years has your father worked the finals? How many years have you worked the finals? And where'd you go when you did go out west?
So you can quote me a little, but don't hold me to it. I think 15 years my dad did the finals. I think there's a few years that he forgot to fill out the paperwork, because you got to put it in by May, and he didn't do it then. But I think it was 15, I think it's the most anyone's ever worked, this circuit finals. This is my 3rd year working it. I got my card 3 years ago, and I've been fortunate enough to be here since I got it. I started fighting bulls when, we can go back to when I was a kid with the calves. Went through phases, wanted to do it, wanted to try riding bulls. Like I said, we had mean stuff. We actually always talked to people about how you brought Dalen up riding bulls, and I'm like, that's the best way I think anyone could do it. Put them on the right stuff, but also could test them. When I was trying to get on, everything was a shoot fight or wanted to hook you. Wasn't very, very intriguing. But I think it was about 17 I started fighting bulls. I lost a job, broke my arm, and Wayne Martin, Ronnie's son, he asked me to fight bulls earlier in that year. I'm like, I don't want. I'll bring them. We're bringing him to his open rodeo, and I was popping latches. He said, well, you touch every one when the latch pops open. That's all you need to do. You need a bullfighter. And I kind of just shrugged it off. Then I broke my arm. I started for all the wrong reasons. I lost my job, and I was like, I need some money. So a month later, his rodeo was kicking off. My arm snapped in half, rotator cuff torn, and I was like, well, still need that bullfighter? And I went out there with it taped up. And then I was like, after, $120, and I was like, yeah, okay, this is what I want to do. And I was young too, so it's still for the wrong reasons. It was like how everyone treated me after, because I did good at it, or good enough at the time where everyone made me feel like a hero. So I was like, yeah, I like that feeling. Being a young man, it's like, I haven't had that before. So.
Yeah, and I noticed right off the bat that you had some talent at it. And I guess for the listeners, Ron and Kathy Martin is All-American Rodeo, who I purchased it from.
Yes, sir.
And I'd like to thank them or cuss them, either way. But no, it's been a blessing in many ways. And it was just watching his dad, and then when I first seen him, I said, that boy's pretty handy, and now I've seen what you're capable of, and it's very impressive.
I appreciate it. It goes to where, I guess in life in general, we have regrets. If we could do things over, I'd have done them a little different. Because when you say gone out west, I had no intentions of ever going to college because, believe it or not, I wasn't like a school person. I didn't love it. I wanted to be homeschooled the worst way, so I didn't have to go. But my arm was broke, and Jacob Rounds, he goes, you want to go to rope with me at college? I'm like, no. I don't want to do that. I don't want to go to school. He goes, well, you can fight bulls all the time. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, we're in buck bulls at the practice pen. And I'm like, all right, I got nothing going for me right now, so I'll go. I said, wait, what do I got to do for school? Like, never mind. Maybe I'll just go and with you, but I won't go do the school. And he said, you can just go and build spurs. They'll teach you how to build spurs. I'm like, all right, well, yeah, okay, I'll do it then. And so they give me a scholarship because of my roping. And so I went, learned how to build spurs, and I was in New Mexico. So we bucked bulls a few days a week, and that was cool because at that time I hadn't fought any other bulls besides my grandfather's. Now, I felt really comfortable on my grandfather's, but then I come to find out that I was an idiot because I didn't know any better. It was so much easier to go and work other people's bulls. They bucked, had trips. They weren't as mean and wild, and I was nervous to go work other people's bulls because I hadn't done it. Then I was like, wait, the bulls I've been fighting have been way worse.
Yeah.
And
so tell us about college.
College was good. It was a real eye-opening time in life because I went out there, never been to New Mexico. I went to Wyoming for the high school finals. Besides that, maybe Ohio, farthest west, I don't know. So went out there. I had no idea where I was living. We didn't have a house. I didn't have a vehicle. I rode out there with Jacob. Maybe I had $2,000. And I thought I was rich. So I just went out there and we drove. It might have been from your rodeo, actually. He was entered at it. Skillman, New Jersey or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in the fall. I rode out there with him. He roped at it, and we went to New Mexico. And I knew so little. He said, all right, you can drive. When you see the sign 40, get on it. I said, all right. So I'm driving along. I see sign 40. right? A little white sign
Oh.
that says 40. So I pull off it, and I'm just driving along, and he wakes up, and he's like, where are we? I'm like, I'm 40. He's like, this ain't 40. I'm like, it said 40. And I guess the GPSs weren't that good then either. So
Yeah.
like, and you know, his mother, Jen, they don't really use the GPS still. So Jacob, he kind of grew up like that, and he wasn't punching it into the maps and stuff. So we're driving down this little goat trail. I don't even know if we're out of Pennsylvania. Like, this is how little I knew. And I got out there, and on little sleep, they put me right into a test, and I thought I was going to make spurs, and that was it. But they still had to test where I was at, and I did really bad. They let me do it again, thankfully.
Now, was that the SATs?
Still to this day, I don't know. Something along them lines, because I never took the SATs. I don't know if it's exactly the SATs, but I was at like a second grade reading level. I mean, I don't read that good, but I wasn't that bad either. It was just lack of sleep. And so we got done with that, and I think the next day we bucked bulls. And everyone was like, where are you from? I'm like, New York. Where do you rodeo in New York? Because at this time, Jacob's been there this is his third year. So it's 2-year school. So everyone's new just about. There's a new coach, new everything. And they're thinking I rodeoed on skyscrapers, and you've heard it all.
Right.
And then we bucked bulls, and I got really fortunate that maybe it's the first or second bull put the kid off in a bad spot and give me the opportunity to hit the gap. And he kind of hooked me, but I stayed on my feet, and it just worked out really good. And next thing, I had a bunch of friends. You know, it worked out really good. It was like, you have to earn that respect pretty quickly. And then it was like, it didn't matter where I was from. So I didn't have to experience anything like that.
Yeah, and being from the East, New York especially,
Yeah.
they don't understand. But if you want to do things like he's done and gone on and done good things, you're good at it. Dalen put it on the map. But coming from the Northeast, getting out in the world, you've had to work 4 times as hard to get there as any people from somewhere else that has the opportunities.
Last year, and it's helped being older now, but last year I went to Vegas for the first time. And it's like, I don't know why it's such a common thing. Everyone wants to know where you're from. It's like, hey, what's your name? Where are you from? 21 questions right off the bat. And I was like embarrassed. I was the first, you get that, like, I don't want to say it because it's just going to ruin any connection, it feels like. And then I didn't get no jobs out there. Didn't meet some people that I already knew, but got to know them better. And they've been in my corner. And it's crazy to think that sometimes people that aren't from here are going to be in your corner a little bit more. Like, if they can recognize, like, not being arrogant, but like talent, and they respect it. Then I got Kissimmee, and this is when I got rid of my fear of saying where I'm from. Because I went down there, and there's this man, a committee guy, that's a big committee. So, and all I've heard is about the swamp rat bulls and Florida Bramers. And yeah, when I seen them before, they're big and everything, but honestly, no different than Cowtown when you go and fight their calf pen. So this man said, where are you from, Pennsylvania? And I don't know why I said it, but maybe I was a punk, I don't know. I said, no, I'm like a real Yankee, I'm from New York. And he goes, the scout's up to his neck bringing you down here. And I'm like, well, I'm just grateful for the opportunity. And he's like, we ain't never seen bulls like this. Now, mind you, in my mind, I hadn't fought a bull since this perf last year. I tore my ACL at this perf. And I was kind of battling that and just taking it easy. So I didn't fought anything. And you know how it goes? That first one's coming to you. Like, it's like playing baseball. You haven't played in a while. That ball's getting, the first pitch is coming right at you. It's going to test you. And the bull threw the kid down right there, bad spot. And my timing was right. And I should have hooked me. I don't know why the bull didn't. We got out of it real smooth. And it was like a good thing for me because that's how I like it. I want it right off the bat. And after that, it was fun. They were mean. We got to work them. And that guy was the first man when I got done. And now at this time, too, I know there's an opening for the big one in February. Like, so it's like an audition in a sense. In my mind, I mean, I think it's a far shot for me, regardless of how I perform. But, you know, it's in my mind. And that man was the first guy that come to me and said, good job. And I've gone down there since, and I've seen him in Vegas. And then I got fortunate enough, they wanted me back for their 4-day one in February. So it all worked out. But it leads to, when I went to Vegas this year, I was proud to say I'm from New York, right? I mean, I was proud of Dalen when he went to World. It's like,
Right.
there are people up here that can do it.
Yeah.
And I was like, that I never will change my address. I've been told so many times, you change your address, you have a chance. And I thought, well, if I don't make it, I don't make it. But if I do, it's going to be that New York address. And you know what? I can say that it don't matter where you're from.
And I noticed when I left and went out riding out west and out there, the people, the good contestants were always good to you. Didn't matter where you were from. They didn't care one iota. The good ones, they were always very nice to me.
I don't want to talk down upon anybody talent-wise or what level they're at in their journey, their career, because different things click at different times for everybody. And as long as you're working at it, you got a chance.
And a lot depends on who's trying to help them.
Yeah.
But if they don't have the right people helping them, which we didn't at first, but I would pay attention to the ones who were winning. And I went to Alberta to buy bucking horses. And went up there and having a practice, they were bucking all these horses for me to look at. And I looked at these boys saddle, and whoever was helping them just didn't know how to set by. They didn't have a clue. And it's like, we're in bucking horse country, and
Yes.
they don't know. So it's more of a they don't know scenario. And it so surprised me.
Well, and I think it doesn't come from the better people not wanting to help.
Right.
I think it comes from, it's easier for somebody getting into the sport because there's them insecurities and like everybody looks like a superhero and you're nobody, and you think that they're going to treat you like that, and they won't, but you think they will. But you have like JR Stratford, he was up here a couple times, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he would help anybody. I mean, at his house, I mean, he bucks bulls for kids every day. And I think it's like the intimidation factor. It's easier to ask somebody that's not at a higher level because, and I understand, because I do know the line, you don't always want to meet your heroes, but you don't really know till you try, and that's who's going to help you. And you know what? You don't even always have to talk to them.
Right.
Watch them.
Yeah.
Watch their mannerisms.
And I don't want to talk much about this, but I'm going to say it. We took Dalen to the PBR school down in Texas at Cody Lambert's.
Yes, sir.
And Dalen did air about 3 or 4 of them out in a row. And he was having trouble riding them into his hand at that time. And I said, do you got anything? Go to the left, because he's done whack 4 or 5 to the right pretty hard. And so I went to J.W. Hart. He had the bulls there. He said, tell him to get this one. He said, I ain't positive, but he should go to the left. So I went back and told the guys, can you load that one? And they did. And he jumped out there and went to the right. And Dalen just let him have it. So when we got done, I said, well, we tried. He said, nah, don't worry about that. He said, that'll all come. He said, but the way he takes care of his equipment and takes care of his stuff, he said, I see he wants to do it right. And when Dalen went up to teacher school, I went there, and the first thing he did was, okay, take care of your equipment.
Oh.
Pack it this way, do this, do that. I thought, there we go.
I can't agree more. And maybe like I'm a little OCD about it. I don't know. I think there's certain things that set you up for success. It goes along. It's the same as if you make your bed in the morning, you start it off on a good note, right? Like me, if I want to be a professional at this sport, I make sure my baggies get starched. Before every rodeo, I wash my shoes and clean them. I mean, I'm not going to bring dirt from Doug's rodeo to your rodeo. You hired me, so you're getting a fresh me every time. But it's not even as much about that as it is like that leads up to That's like part of my preparation. Like I want to be at a certain level. I want to treat myself at a certain level. I want to treat my equipment at a certain level. Because if you don't have any pride in that, it's going to transpire over into eventually what you do in the arena, I think. Mm-hmm. So if you're just throwing your bull rope, treating it like nothing, like you can't expect your bull riding to be anything, I don't think.
It's a very good point. Now, what's been your favorite rodeo to fight at?
My favorite rodeo? That's a hard one. I have to say, it goes in waves, and I don't know exactly if I have an exact favorite, because there's so many variables to the bulls I get to work, and the level of bull riders and or people or the crowd, the atmosphere. I mean, right now it's easy to say this place. Mm-hmm. When you walk in that building, it's a different feeling. Like I said, this is my third year coming here. Not that I'm comfortable or it feels any different, because you're still just as excited to be able to get voted in to come. But like, they're driving back and forth. You're less stressed to the arena. You kind of have a routine. You're not wondering. But when you step in that building, that crowd, it's loud. It's exciting. I don't think you don't get that very often. That many people over top of you. You feel like you're in that Coliseum, like that Spartan warrior type. And I didn't really feel it till last year. A bull catch me a flip, and sometimes when you're in the air, time slows down. You can hear like a lot of things. And I heard the whole crowd there go up, then that pause, that like, ooh,
hesitation,
yeah. And I don't do stuff like this, and I don't know why I did. But I landed. When I landed, I knew it hurt, like something was wrong. But the atmosphere just made me put my hands up. I'm not like that showboat type of person, but I did. And then you just heard the crowd kind of get even louder, and I'm like, I haven't worked another place that gives that energy. Yeah, I hope to get more of it, because that's something you can't get. I mean, no matter how bad you don't want to be there that day, they'll change it for you.
Yeah.
But I can go to Glens Falls too. Like, that's a rodeo I've been going to since I was a kid. We had Leon Coffee. They're doing like school rodeos in the morning. My grandfather took bulls for Ronnie and brought bulls there. And that was the time where it was in the end of November. So I remember being like getting close to Christmas, snow on the ground, and my dad having a bullfighting friend fly up to work it with him. Mm-hmm. And that was just an exciting time for me, because like the camaraderie of this sport is cool. Like it's a fun time. And Keith Isley, he used to work it, being in the locker room. It was a big deal. It felt like the NFR to me as a kid. And like, so the first time I got to work that, it was like, this is a surreal moment. And I guess I don't have a favorite one, because it's moments to me. Yeah. It's nothing to do with the place. It's like that moment when, like, I was at Gary and the national anthem going off, and I just get chill bumps. Like, sometimes, like, wow, this is all a dream at one time, no matter where you're at, and it's kind of happening. And sometimes you don't realize it's happening when it is. Mm-hmm. So when you get that moment of, this is pretty cool. We get to do this. We're fortunate. That's my favorite thing.
Well, in closing here, is there any one or two places you would like to work that you've thought of? You've been talking about here, which is a First Frontier Circuit Finals in Harrisburg, and it's a great crowd. But is there somewhere you would really love to go?
No doubt.
Where would that be?
Thomas and Mack.
Oh.
You know? I mean, if I could draw up the perfect scenario in my life, it would hear Bob Tallman or Boyd Paul Hamus be saying my name, that I just made a great save or something from them yellow bucking chutes. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I thought that since I was a kid, watching it. But there's a lot of great rodeos. I'm really looking forward to Kissimmee here in February. Like, I can't wait. It's fun being with that level of competition and bull riders, and it's a bigger winter rodeo. The committee's great, so I'm really looking forward to that. But Del Rio, I'd love to fight bulls at Del Rio. Del Rio and Thompson Mack, I guess that those are bucket list.
Well, wonderful. We appreciate you coming on today.
Yes, sir. No, thank you for having me. It's my first time doing a podcast.
Tell your dad I said hello.
I will. I will.
It's been very enlightening. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Anytime. I appreciate it.
Riggin Dailey reminded us that bullfighting and rodeo itself isn't built on bravado. It's built on preparation, on staying physically and mentally sharp, on understanding animals and reacting in fractions of a second, all in service of keeping the cowboys safe. This is dangerous work, professional work, and it demands respect. As Sam and Riggin talk through injuries, learning the game, and earning trust in the arena, one thing came through clearly. The people who protect this sport rarely seek attention, but the sport doesn't function without them. That's why conversations like this matter, not because of where they happen, but because of what they reveal about responsibility, discipline, and pride in the job. This was a special bonus episode of Beyond the Chutes, recorded on the road at the First Frontier Circuit Finals. If this episode connected with you, share it with someone who understands the risk, the preparation, and the quiet professionalism required to step into harm's way for others. You've been listening to Beyond the Chutes as presented by Parasite System, helping vets help pets. Before we wrap up, we've got something for all you rodeo road warriors out there. A good friend of ours, Mr. Stan Cromlish, has just a thing to make those long hauls a little smoother.
Hey, Rodeo Road Warriors! Stan Cromlish here from the Wandering Gypsy RV Life Podcast. Ever had a trip go sideways, faster than a bronc out of the chute? Grab my book, Rolling Smooth, How to Enjoy the RV Life Without Losing Your Cool. Packed with real RV stories, hard-won lessons, and a few laughs at my expense. Listen on Audible. Snag a copy at WanderingGypsyRVLife.com and catch the Wandering Gypsy RV Life podcast for more wild tales from the road. Don't just ride, roll smooth.
Today's episode is also brought to you by Simcox & Company. 4 barbers, 4 generations strong, Deb, Tom, Eli, and Troy, keep the tradition alive. No appointment needed, just walk in, share some good conversation, and leave looking sharp. It's also brought to you by Nikki McLeod, whose albums Prepaid and Some Kind of Reckless are available now wherever you find your music. And I've been reading Steve Gander's new book, World's Toughest Rodeo, where an Iowa farm boy takes his Midwestern life lessons to rodeo. It's a fast-moving, page-turning ride through the grit and glory of the arena. It's out now on Amazon. And don't forget Liesl Harris's This Ain't My First Rodeo, available now on Amazon. The story of the legend told the way only Liesl could tell it. This has been a BTC production. Until next time, thank you for listening.